Hi everyone and welcome to Sports Watch. If you like the content, please press the bell icon for further notifications and like, share and subscribe to the channel. The highlight of UFC 310 was the battle of the undefeated superstars, Ian Machado Garry and Shavkat the Nomad Rakhmanov. Ian Garry had a lot to say in the build-up to this fight, how he is the greatest fighter in the welterweight division and will go down in history as one of the greatest to ever do it. So when you talk a big game, you are going to be judged the same as well. Despite all that pre-fight talk, Gary failed to replicate that same energy in the fight. He lost an unanimous decision over 5 rounds. His only bright moment in the fight was when he had Safkat in the rear naked choke in the 5th round and couldn't complete it. Remember, he had MVP's back too in the first round when they had fought, but couldn't finish him then, and the same thing happened in this fight as well. On the fight as a whole, it wasn't that exciting to be honest. One of the reasons was that there was a lot riding on this fight. The winner gets a title shot, so both guys were cautious from the beginning. Besides that, they were training partners before and both had a pretty good idea of what the other can do. It was a high-level chess match between two great fighters, but Shavkat was always one step ahead. He didn't need to take the fight, he was guaranteed a title shot, but still decided to fight. He had been out of the ring for quite some time, and he needed to feel his time in the middle. Plus, both of them had been in 5 rounds fight before, so both needed to pace themselves. Shafkat's game plan was too simple to pressure Garry from the outset and go for the takedowns. But Ian Garry surprised one and all with his balance against the cage and takedown defense. But Shafkat was the one landing the bigger shots. That right hand at the end of the first round almost knocked Garry down. In the second round, he landed a spinning back fist. The difference in power was evident. Ian Garry, despite being a great striker, lacks one punch knockout power. And when he is faced against a killer, he plays it too safe. One thing that was surprising about Garry's performance was the lack of high kicks. His left kicks were quick and landing on Shafkat, but those right high kicks were totally non-existent. Even the knees down the middle were missing from his performance. Perhaps he was too wary about Safkat's takedowns and he didn't want to fully commit. Even Safkat was grabbing Garry against the cage too much. He was trying to sap the gas tank of Ian by tiring out his hands by trying to grapple with him. But Safkat could have made the fight much easier for him had he decided to shoot for the takedown, because when he did, he took Garry down easily. Instead of holding too much against the cage, he could have shot for the takedown and perhaps even got the finish. Safkat was 3-1 up going into the 5th round, and Ian needed a finish to get his hands raised. And he almost had it. Safkat shot for the takedown, got careless, and before you know, Garry had his back. He had the body triangle and both hooks in. He had been working with Charles Oliveira, and that was right out of Oliveira's playbook. But Safkat was calm in the neck crank and didn't panic. Years of experience in Sambo had probably helped him to get out of these positions over and over again, and he managed to get on top. But Safkat was visibly tired at the end of the 5th round. Despite having the top position, he didn't go for the ground and pound and let Garry back to his feet. Safkat did enough to win the fight, but it wasn't his best performance. But that 25 minutes in the cage will do him a world of good against Bilal Muhammad. Bilal and Safkat faced off at the end of the fight. Bilal would be quite confident of his chances after seeing this performance from Shavkat. Shavkat didn't get any damage in this fight. As for Ian Garry, he will have to wait long before fighting for the title. His eyes will be on the fight between Joaquin Buckley and Colby Covington next week. Garry would be hoping for Colby to win because there is genuine bad blood between the two of them. But after seeing his wrestling against Shavkat, Colby would definitely fancy his chances against him. The pace of Colby and the wrestling would be a problem for Garry. Well, Garry is a great upcoming talent. He is still not there yet. He has to work a lot before he can be the fighter that he aims to be. Another fight that was very controversial was the one between Alexander Volkov and Ciryl Gane. Volkov suffered one of the worst robberies in recent times. Arguments can be made that he won all the 3 rounds, but the judges gave the fight to Ciryl. It was such a bad decision that had Volkov absolutely surprised. Even Ciryl Gane walked out of the cage, almost acknowledging his defeat. Even the entire Gane camp had thought they had lost. It was a clear decision in favor of Alexander Volkov. Volkov surprised Ciryl with his wrestling. He took him down and was also the one who landed the bigger shots. In the second round, he was the one who did the better damage, but unfortunately, all the 3 judges scored in favor of Gane. Gane himself knew that he had lost the fight. Even after the fight, Dana White personally came to Volkov to express his disappointment at the outcome of the result. And it's not a surprise that one of the judges who scored the fight was Adelaide Bird. Adelaide Bird is the same judge who screwed Triple G in his fight against Canelo. That woman has no idea what fighting is. First, she destroyed the boxing ring. Now, she has destroyed the MMA circuit. Judges should be held accountable for giving worst judgments like that. Perhaps even demerit points should be given to them. Fighters who spend their entire training camps wanting to have their hands raised get their victory snatched away by some poor woman who has no idea of fighting. Imagine being Alexander Volkov. He was on a 5-fight win streak, and because of this absolutely ridiculous decision, he once again goes back to the drawing board. It's a performance by Ciryl Gane that doesn't deserve any shot against Aspinall or a future title shot. Rather, it was an indication that Gane hasn't progressed much as a fighter. This is one thing that the UFC has to address in recent times so that the sport doesn't degenerate into the way of boxing has. Let me know in the comment section what you feel. And if you like the content, please like, share and subscribe to the channel.